India is the land of opportunities right now. Be whoever, do whatever, and you can create and build whatever you want. And I think it's just such an exciting space because we have so much in front of us. I don't think from an Indian artist perspective, because I don't think Indian artists were making that great music back in the day.
So what exactly is AMI? Let's start with the basics. And what void, specific void did you intend to fill in the Indian music industry?
So Amplify Music Incubator is an artist development program where we take artists who have some body of work, showing intent by putting some sort of material out there to show that, hey, I'm serious about the project that I'm building. So we're looking at those kind of artists and helping them take their careers to the next level. How much music they've released, how often they're releasing on Spotify, but if they've not released on on the streaming services, but if they're putting stuff out on YouTube, how often are they putting stuff on YouTube? If they're not doing that also, cool, no problem. How much social media activity do they have? What is the social media activity? It could be, are they playing gigs? Are they collaborating with other people? Are they pushing themselves? How are they positioning themselves as a brand also?
What exactly is the role of the manager?
So manager will come and help you understand what is your business and how to take your business part of it for further.
Welcome back to Sound Dada, the podcast where we bring you closer to the game changers of the Indian music industry. Today, I'm incredibly excited to introduce a visionary who has truly transformed the landscape for independent musicians in India. He's the founder of Amplify Music Incubator, AMI, India's pioneering artist development program, which has supported over 100 projects and engaged with 120 plus industry professionals. I myself was lucky enough to be a part of the very first batch of AMI with my band Easy Wandlings and witness the first-hand incredible impact of his work. Please welcome the one and only Tanish Thakker. Thank you so much for being here today, and I cannot wait to have this conversation with you. It's been a while. Last time we interacted was probably 4 years back in depth when I was a part of the first incubator program. So to ease things up, I want to start off with a icebreaker round, just about your personal things, likes, dislikes. So are you ready? Let's go. Cool. So dinner with any musician, living or dead?
Rick Rubin, only because he's been quite inspiring to a lot of artists recently, and he has a very unique take on artistry.
Okay.
So it'd just be interesting to have dinner with him and hear his thoughts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Instant mood boosting song for you?
I don't know if it's a mood boosting song in general. It's a very dark song, but it lifts my mood. It's a song called Beautiful Strangers by Kevin Morby. It's about the shootings that happened in Paris around journalism and people speaking up. It's very simple, but I don't know. It's my morning alarm if I'm feeling ever low or whatever. I just put it on and I kind of groove to it. It's nice. Yeah.
Nice. Coffee or chai?
Coffee all day.
Nice. Surprising non-music hobby?
I don't think I have one. I mean, I love football and running. So, yeah. Football and running, yeah.
First concert ever attended?
Oh shit. I don't know, man. Actually, what is my first concert? I think I have vague memories, but I'd say the one that kick-started it all was a friend of mine. I think I was 15 or 16, just gone into 11th grade. So a friend of mine, his name was Tavish, he had a scooter and he's like, bro, there's a really good concert happening. You should go for it. So I had no idea what I was in for, but we went into some place in Baikala, some warehouse kind of space. And I ended up seeing Zero, Helga's Funk Castle, and I can't remember I think it was Parikrama.
Okay.
And it was those three acts, back to back, they played a gig, and I was mind blown. Yeah. I was like, what is this scene? What is going on? Yeah. And I'm a 15-year-old kid, right? And I'm seeing all these cool people, all these hipsters back in in the 90s and 2000s, and I'm like, cool, I want to be a part of this somehow and scene,
I think they were my inspiration too.
Man, Helga's Funk Castle, man, what a band. Yeah.
If not music, what would you do career-wise?
Dude, I was actually in the startup world where I was running startup incubators, accelerators, VC. So I probably would have stuck around there because it's making a lot of money.
Correct.
Yeah.
One word for Indian indie scene.
It's confusing, man. It is. I don't know. It's not. I think there's more words than just one. But it's optimistic also, but it's also like diabolical on the other front. So it's just like it's confusing, right? Yeah. Where do we go?
What do you love about living in India or Goa, for that matter?
Bro, India is the land of opportunities right now. India, you can be whoever, do whatever, and you can create and build whatever you want. And I think it's just such an exciting space because we have so much in front of us right now. Yeah.
Sunrise or sunset for inspiration?
It's not even sunrise. It's, once you've partied all night and you're going home.
Sunset to sunrise.
No, but there's this particular moment before the sun actually rises, the light.
Yeah.
There's the thing in that dawn, which that light I really like a lot. I think it's inspiring. Yeah.
Nice. Favorite genre?
Hard to say, but I guess I jazz because I just listen to a lot of it because of the work I do also.
If your life would have been
Afro jazz. Was a genre, it was a soundtrack, right?
Yes.
I think Afro jazz, yeah.
Let's get straight to the point into the podcast. What was that light bulb moment that shaped your career into music incubation especially? Was there any moment that led you towards skill development, startup incubation, and eventually like music management and all of that?
I don't know if there was a light bulb moment, but I'll give you a quick background.
Yeah.
I lived in the US. I was doing something completely different. I won't go into that.
Yeah.
Lived in the UK, and when I was towards the end of my time in the UK, I ended up working in employability skills training, which was enabling students not artists, but students to develop better employability skills. So I ended up setting up a curriculum for a university, co-authored a textbook, set up a department.
Wow.
But my time in the UK was very instrumental in me being introduced to music. The kind of music I ended up listening to was something very different. And I ended up going to a lot of concerts and festivals where my horizon was broadened. I got so influenced by that whole scene that I ended up going to London on my own to watch concerts, spending the whole night just walking around the streets of London after the concert or going for other after parties, and then going back to university, which is an hour away. And during that point, I realized that there is something that I felt like I wanted to do. Being around that music and that culture inspired me, made me feel very included, and I wanted to work in music. That's all I knew. What came from there, I didn't know. So I was trying to figure out what to do after my university, and I came back to India to work in startup incubation in Kerala. It was a public-private partnership called Startup Village. It was pretty cool. It was 12 years ago. Nobody knew what startups meant. I was doing really good over there, and I saw firsthand the impact that incubation programs had on the general ecosystem of the entrepreneurial mindset.
Correct.
Because you ended up engaging government, you engaged businesses, you engaged academic institutes, you engaged with businesses, and a whole lot of other people in between. You started actually having an impact. People started looking at innovation and technology in a very different way. So at that point, I was like, wait, what about, is anybody doing anything like this in music? So that's when I started doing some research. This is around 12 years ago.
Wow.
On music incubation. And I don't think there were so many words. There might have been artist development programs, but there was no incubation programs that existed around the world. There's very few. So I did a little bit of research, and I was like, cool, I want to make this happen at some point. But I tried to do stuff around it, but I think 12 years ago in the Indian music industry wasn't ready for it. So I ended up doing other work. But I feel like it was very pivotal, that UK experience that I had and the startup incubation experience that I had, that helped me think about molded, because the first framework that I still have this document was 12 years old. So that was my moment of thinking like, cool, I really want to work in the music industry. And after I finished Startup Village, I did a 48-hour train ride to Zero Festival of Music.
From Kerala,
I stopped in Bombay, picked up some stuff, took a train to Guwahati, took a bus, took a tempo traveler on my own. And that was my first experience into a music festival in India was Zero.
Wow.
And I traveled all the way just to go there, and I was like blown. I was like, wow, look at what's happening in India right now. And so these are the few inflection points that were very important for me in terms of wanting to do something in music.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, like you said, your experience in USA, UK, you have been through, seen quite a bit. Can you tell about what was that? You spoke about the early interest in music, but was there a specific moment or an artist that profoundly kind of influenced you? Like you said, these guys were playing, Parikrama was playing, or Zero was playing. Were there a specific artist per se?
I don't think from an Indian artist perspective, because I don't think Indian artists were making that great music back in the day. I was listening to some really eclectic music in England.
Okay.
So I was listening to a lot of gypsy, swing. Not jazz, but ska, reggae. And because of the festivals there, I was just I want to bring this kind of music, do something with it. Because I was having so much fun, and I felt like those communities were very inclusive. They were very inclusive. They brought people in. You would dance together with random people. So I think just being in those experiences really influenced me to create similar spaces for people to enjoy and interact with the music.
Nice.
Yeah. No artist particularly, but I know moments where I've specifically traveled on my own to go and watch concerts. Yeah.
So what exactly is AMI? Let's start with the basics. And what void, specific void, did you intend to fill in the Indian music industry?
Okay, so I'll explain to you what Amplify Music Incubator is and where it started, how it started. So Amplify Music Incubator is an artist development program where we take artists who have some body of work. What do you mean by body of work? It means that you are releasing music, you've put some videos out, you've performing. If you haven't performed but you're showing intent by putting some sort of material out there to show that, hey, I'm serious about the project that I'm building. Because we worked with artists from across spaces. There have been artists who've released maybe 1 or 2 songs. But I know that they're performing a lot. So they are showing that, hey, we're serious. We want to do something about our project. So we're looking at those kind of artists and helping them take their careers to the next level. What next level means is very subjective to each individual artist.
Correct.
Because everybody has a different growth trajectory, a different timeline in which things work. So we're not here to tell you to move fast or work slow. We're here to provide you with a bunch of things that can help you hopefully push yourself to the next level for yourself. So what the program does is so far it's been a 6-week program. 5 weeks of the program are online. The 6th week is a residency in Goa.
Amazing.
The program covers things such as the business side of what it is to be an artist. We like to call artists artist entrepreneurs because it's their business. It's their careers. They need to know what are the ingredients that go into making their career successful. Tomorrow, even if you have a team, if you have manager, label, extended team, you need to be able to communicate what your vision is and to be able to talk the same language. And your team should be able to talk the same language so you can be on the same page. So we go through that. We're not telling you that you have to be a master of business, but you have to understand. At least if you understand, then you start making those decisions accordingly as well. The second side of the facet is creativity. We're not teaching you how to play your music better. We're assuming that you're good musicians. You're great musicians actually. That's why you're in the program. But we're showing you we're doing different interventions to help you look at your art and craft differently.
From a different lens.
So we'll do performance enhancement, vocal coaching, producer consultations, songwriting sessions, etc., etc. So we have a lot of that kind of stuff. With another focus area is artist well-being. we really want to enable artists to think of themselves more holistically, so that they're able to take care of themselves better, and hence be able to have longer sustainable careers in the music industry. It's an area which a lot of people don't cover or talk about. It is becoming increasingly relevant, and we want it to be a core part of what we do from a program perspective. It might not have as equal weightage as business and creativity, but it's still quite a big part of what we do. So the 5 weeks covers that. Obviously, being online, you can only do so much, but the magic really happens when they come together offline, and you see these beautiful connections are being formed. They're being able to really talk to each other, get to learn from each other, collaborate with each other, and they just feel like it's been really cool because they don't get to experience that side of being an artist, right? Where you're just immersed with fellow musicians. And we've seen some really cool, beautiful relationships come out of it. So the program is basically this. At the end of the program and the residency, we have a showcase for them, where they perform at a place called Hideaway in Goa. And it ends up being where everybody's coming on each other's set and helping each other out. It started off as a 1-day showcase, and now we do it as a 2-day showcase. And we fill the place up. It's beautiful. So a lot of times artists are playing their first show there. Not all of them, but some of them are, and it becomes really nice because it's just a way for them to also get a platform to showcase their music. But Amplify Music Incubator is it's a community of people. I'd like to call it a community. I feel like we're really India's most engaged artist community.
And it's 100 hands down. I've experienced it. So.
I mean, I really wish you had experienced the
offline
residency.
I know, man.
And that time was the first year, and the residency was a dream. We'll make it happen at some point, but just being the offline edition was like very. It was still fulfilling because it was you guys trusted me, but. What you will ask me, to conclude about the program is, what do artists take away? Artists really take away from the fact that so artists, basically the takeaway of artists is that they get access to this knowledge and information that they can use whenever they need. We bring in around 35 to 40 different industry people from India and abroad. And they are willing to talk to you post the program. So your network exponentially increases to like 35 plus people. You get access to this amazing artist community of artists who are on your program, but also who've come before you and also after. So you have avenues of getting access to different kinds of artists as well in a community. And
it's pretty active.
It is active. I'm not doing it, but it's happening organically.
Exactly.
But we're gonna start doing more things to bring them together, hopefully. So if all of this also doesn't happen and they don't take any of this away, even if they take just clarity on motivation on the next steps that they need to make in their careers, the job of the program is absolutely done, because artists feel confused about, sometimes they feel stuck, they don't know what they're doing. But once they come in the program, they realize that an artist who has been around for 5-7 years more than them, and if they are just starting off and vice versa, they're going through the same problems, and they're going through the same things, and they can learn from each other, and hence they feel that they're not alone in the journey any longer. So that becomes really important, and they just know what to do after this. It's they realize that it's not a competing world also anymore, because they are like, cool, we're in this together. So just being able to dissipate that becomes the core and key of what the program actually ends up being eventually. But I think that was the first part of the question. I think the second part of the question was, what intention did we start this with? Honestly, I started this thinking that there will be more bands in the country. But I think we were, by the time the program started, and I think by the time we did the third cohort, I think I was exhausted with the amount of bands that existed in India. Every year it just felt like the number of bands were decreasing by the day. So there was only duos maybe, or solo artists. But most duos are still there. But so it was actually started with keeping in mind bands.
The bands. Yeah. Because I remember we were like a set of 5-6 bands that were there, right? And after that it was like, I mean, I don't know. But I also would want to talk a little more on this topic. So as the first batch that I was part of, what were the few of the early challenges that you had to face, or when you launched AMI? Can you just take us back a little, rewind into that? Yeah.
So basically, so what happened was, you guys were the first batch. This was 2021. I had just received a little bit of a grant to be like, hey, you want to experiment with this program? Start it. So I had the program structure in place of the things I wanted to do, but I had absolutely nothing in place in terms of who the facilitators are going to be, who the artists are going to be. I had a general idea. I had a list of people who I aspired to bring onto the program, but I didn't have any backing in terms of I've never done this before. So for me, the first challenge was how to prove to people that I am somebody who can do this program. Yeah,
you are the one.
Because I was relatively new in the music industry at that point. I think I was only 2.5 years old, and the pandemic happened. So then my touch points of being more relevant had reduced. So for people in the music industry, been around for 10 years, and then they are known. 2.5-year-old dude, who is this guy, right? Where is he coming from? So my main challenge was, and the most hardest thing was, calling artists and explaining to them what the program is and why they should sign up for it.
And we are glad that we did.
And one was and I must have spoken to 20 artists. And I had to call each artist and follow up with each artist at least 3 to 4 times. So that must have been at least 60 calls. Okay. Convincing them that, first of all, I'm the right person and this program is going to be valuable, because for me to ask an Easy Wanderlings, a band, to sign up for 6 weeks from somebody first of all was like that. It was very hard and challenging. Then second challenging part from an artistic perspective was, who the hell are you? Why are you doing this for free? Because artists don't pay for the program. It's been absolutely free for them. So what ulterior motive do you have for doing this for free? I was like, dude, just want to help you out, man. Come on. I really want to see where this program goes. So that was one. And the other,
when you charge artists, then it's why you charging artists? And then you're doing it free. You're like, why are you doing it free?
So there's no winning here, right? So that was one. So the other challenging part was industry professionals. I had to reach out to, if I'm bringing around 35 average people, I had to reach out to 70 different people from the industry.
At least minimum 2x. That I can imagine.
And I had to talk to each and every one of them about the program. I had to talk to each and every one of them about potentially what they could talk about during the program.
But there was so much value that the program gives. Right from if I can, right from the legal aspects to to the business aspect to distribution to this is a holistic side to it, right? From the creativity to the business side of it. And I think I wanted to ask you this: a lot of artists come as solo guys, like you said, there are very few bands. How and why should an artist look at it from a business point of view, and how should they look at the growth from a business standpoint, music as a business?
How should artists look at business and growing using that?
And how does AMI kind of reinforce that into their personal growth? So
a couple of things. We like to enforce that you're an artist first. If you're making great music, it needs to be put out in some way. Hence, you have to understand the different elements of what it is to be.
What are those different elements?
So we cover things from absolute basic about the entrepreneur mindset. How do you think like an entrepreneur? We go into taxation, we go into business registration, we go into people like y'all. We did band structuring. So if you're a band, then we talk about how you can structure your internal dynamics, legal frameworks,
legal side,
the legal side of frameworks, from copyrights, royalties, band structuring, whatever deals you may have. to brand building,
Yeah.
to social media content strategies, to YouTube content monetization strategies, to touring India, touring internationally, building an audience in India, understanding who your audience is, releasing music internationally, using data to make better strategic decisions, understanding the artist manager.
So it's like literally like
It's a crash course.
Yeah,
it's a crash course into just understanding and knowing about every aspect of the music business side of things.
Yeah.
But what we also try to do is we bring also artists who've been through the journey to talk about their journeys. To be like, hey, you know what problem you're going through? I went through the same thing. So it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's not unique.
Yeah.
Artists all across the world face that.
Yeah.
So just to be able to reassure them that if you're following the steps that you need to follow, then it's okay. But surprisingly, you know what's the most mind-boggling and most amazing sessions people find? Yeah. Take a guess. It's okay. I'll give you a clue. It's in one of the sessions that I've only told you right now.
So I really enjoyed the legal and the band this thing structuring. Then I enjoyed the session with the strategies and how you should treat it, like your social media as like a weapon to but I'm sure must be distribution.
No. It was accounting and finance.
Oh, the PNL.
PNL. And there's a guy called Ashwin Nath. He was a part of your cohort, Derelicts.
Yes.
He's actually a CA. So after your cohort, he actually started taking these sessions. And people are like, dude, we didn't realize that we needed this session so much.
Yeah.
Financial projection and mapping and all this, it's so odd if you think about it. You would assume that people would find something else more interesting, but they come back to me saying that session was actually pretty cool.
It's an eye-opener.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally an eye-opener.
So if you can think about it, like as basic as an accounting and finance is something that people and artists are kind of not thinking of. Everything else is just like, it works. So business-wise, I think it's very important that we also bring artists who have management, who have a team to show and talk to artists that, cool, even though you have a team, you have to equally work hard on your business, you know. You have to, because a manager is not going to come and change your life. They're not going to come and do everything for you. They are there to assist you, to make things easier for you, to help process things for you. But as an artist, you still have to work hard enough on your business as much as you do on your craft. You know, that's an unfortunate situation of the landscape that we're in. In an ideal situation, an artist will never have to do any business work. They'll just go create art. But we don't have that right now, right? We're not in that space.
So let's talk from the point of view of like, what do you exactly look in the artists? Like, there are so many artists, and I'm sure first you were calling them, ki, hey, please join. Now I'm sure the artists must be coming and saying that, hey, please take me in.
Yeah.
Right? Like, now the game has changed.
It has changed, yeah.
Right? So what do you look into these artists? Like, what are these benchmarks or these thresholds or certain kind of projects or, a certain credibility criteria that, that they should have?
There's no science behind it, actually, and there is no formula also. But what I do is I actually do some research on the artists. I think from after cohort 3 or 5, from cohort 5 on, for the first 4 cohorts, I handpicked all the artists, which means I was researching each and every one of them. I was seeing how much music they've released, how often they're releasing on Spotify, but if they've not released on on the streaming services, but if they're putting stuff out on YouTube, how often are they putting stuff out on YouTube? If they're not doing that also, cool, no problem. How much social media activity do they have? What is the social media activity? It could be, are they playing gigs? Are they collaborating with other people? Are they putting original format, small short format, whatever content on, which could be like, hey, this is my music. I've just written this. What do you think? Are they putting that kind of stuff out there? From a music releasing perspective, what kind of quality are they putting out? Is the music sounding very generic like everybody else? Are they being innovative? Has a different sound? How are they being are they
pushing the
pushing
boundaries.
themselves? How are they positioning themselves as a brand also? And these are just some of the very tangible aspects, because you get to see the seriousness of a person. Because I've seen so many artists and people who are really amazing, but they've released something 2 years ago and then they go off the radar. So like if you're not...
But why does that happen, do you think?
And I mean, who knows? There's so many different factors in life, right? Sometimes people have personal issues which they cannot pursue music in. Maybe they haven't found inspiration. They haven't been able to navigate how to get more gigs. They haven't had that support. Because what happens is, to release your initial music is very easy. It's the easiest thing to do because you're not thinking about anything. You're just like, cool, it's easy to record, it's easy to produce, it's easy to put out.
Especially now in digital age, you can sit in a bedroom and record your entire album, man. So I mean,
once you do that, once you've played a few shows, now what? But now you need to start making money. So you start asking those questions and you realize that money isn't coming in. So you get demotivated. But are you pushing boundaries on all fronts to go and make that effort to go and talk to a Malay, or go and talk to a Ranj, or go and talk to whoever is out there? Are you playing acoustic gigs? Are you showing up at places to be seen? What are the different things that you're doing from an artist perspective also, right? To go out there, out of your comfort zone. That's the only way it can grow. You can't expect to sit in a bedroom and the whole world will come to you. You have to put yourself out there as well, right? You have to talk about the music that you're putting out. So that's what happens to a lot of artists, is that either they drop off because there's no money for them. In India, we also have a lot of family pressures, which are like, क्या कर रहा है मेरा बेटा या बेटी? ऐसे म्यूजिक में थोड़ी पैसे नहीं हो रहे. Go get a job. So they start doing a part-time job or a full-time job, and then they don't have time or energy to come back and create music. So in India, we don't have that balance of doing part-time work and being a part-time musician. I think that is slowly changing, and I hope that's for the best, because you have to financially sustain yourself also. But also I feel like the mindset in India is that manager will come and do everything for us. But again, going back to our age-old problem that a manager is not going to solve everything for you. At least in the initial years, you have to show the manager that you're also.
So, since you're talking about the manager, what exactly is the role of the manager? If you can break down this.
So, manager will come and help you understand what is your business, first of all, and how to take your business part of it for further. They will help you with your bookings of your shows. They will help you with, if you're putting music out, how to release your music better, how to package and market it better. Maybe help you create a longer term vision and a planning, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And in all of those like milestone points which you can achieve, and helping you and encouraging you to reach those goals better. Are they going to open like the entire world for you? No. It doesn't happen, because it's a process. So they help you structure and streamline that stuff. Maybe they'll do a little bit of admin related work for you, which is like, once you get a gig inquiry, because in the beginning, if you've just got a manager, you may get the gig inquiry, but you can route it to your manager, then who then takes on the responsibility of making that gig happen. You might get a commercial inquiry. Again, the manager can take that conversation forward. But it's a symbiotic relationship, because you have to also go do business development for yourself, which means you might have to go ask for gigs or opportunities. And your manager has to do the same. But how do you come together as a team and work on that front, is then you just have somebody additional to help you in that process.
So in the career path of an artist, when do you think the role of a manager is absolutely like important? Because see, a lot of the times what happens is like, you'll release the music first, like, all the hard work you'll do, and then at a point where a lot of people I've heard saying that, man, I need a manager, need a manager. But like, they have, some of them are like, released one song. Some of them have released so many songs, but still they are self-sustaining. Like, they're self-managed and like they're still doing well. But I see so many people talking, I need a manager. So what is that? When will you understand as an artist, okay, this is a time where you should probably go for a manager, or probably like have apply for, the incubation program, or this is the time where I should level up now?
So managers gets money from the artist.
Correct.
So unless the artist is making money,
enough
money. Let's just talk about brass tacks right now.
Yeah.
When a manager in the beginning will be like, cool, I love doing this, I'm super passionate, I love your project, I want to help you.
Yeah.
But if your project's not making money, then after a while the manager will either have to take more clients on, or then be like, we have to do something else on the side, So first of all, you have to be able to have so much workload coming in to be able to hand it off to a manager also.
Yeah.
And then that much money should be also being generated for the manager to be able to sustain themselves. That's the unfortunate situation in India, is because, let's say, we don't have enough live venues, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, shows only where the main instant revenue comes from is not being able to be split. 10%, 15% of a 30,000 rupee gig, which you might have 3 band members on, what is a manager going to take?
Yeah.
So let's put it this way. It's your business. Manager almost comes on as a partner to your business. The business only is not making money. What is the returns is the partner going to take? So there are managers who are really invested in the long-term goal, but they have to be really invested in that space. So you can take a Dhruv Singh from Pagal Hai Na, who manages Pratik Kuhad and Peter Cat Recording. 10, 12 years, man. It's like that. It's that much of a vision that comes into play, that you have to really stick by your artist for you to also grow with them also, and be able to create those kind of, relationships and see that growth. So that's one way of looking at it. But I'm not saying on the flip side, you can't have from your early career also, if you've released an EP or an album and you have a friend who's ready to manage you and help you as, say, giving you 10 hours of their time a week.
Yeah.
If you can find somebody like that, pay them $10,000 a month just for their time. I mean, use it. But you be smart about how you use their time. I'm not saying either approach is good or bad. There are many approaches. You also have a lot of freelancers now. So you can also hire freelancers to come and make your project, but start thinking smartly. Don't think like manager. First of all, there are not enough managers. So think of different models in which you can work with people also, because if you want to grow your thing, then you grow it. Yeah. And you find a way to grow it. But again, it's the business side of thinking. You start thinking like we have in India Jugaad full time. So you can be if you're a Jugaadu musician, then you can do Jugaad in the business side also. Yeah. So think smart. Hire like your studio to do like some stuff, or get some people who are booking gigs or PRing or whatever. Get them on project basis and figure it out.
So how has the Indian independent music scene, according to you, evolved over the past decade? What are the most significant challenges, so to say, that you have observed, and what is kind of your future prediction about towards this, like, in terms of opportunities for the musicians, and conversely, like the challenges that the musicians will kind of face?
First of all, the biggest challenge, you already know, we don't have enough live music venues. If I could, in a snap of a finger, solve the biggest problem in our country, would be to have more venues. And I don't care if I don't want them, it doesn't have to be big. It could be the 50 people venue, 100 people venue, 300 people venue, 500 people venue. I would solve that if I could.
But multiple venues.
Yeah, but in a city like Mumbai, which is the music capital for India.
Correct.
How many music venues can independent artists reach out to? We don't have. You can count them. There are a few other opportunities, but again, you have to be of a certain level to reach them, like an NMACC or an NCPA, that level. So on the level, you have Bonobo, you have Antisocial, maybe a Blue Bob Cafe, and then you have some restaurants and whatever. But there's nothing else. So even a city like Bombay, let's have a music venue in Thane, 100 people. Let's have a music venue in Chembur. Let's have one in Lokhandwala. Let's have one in South Bombay.
Because all the like the demographics and the psychographics of the people is pretty different.
Very
like
different.
Bandra town towards Andheri Juhu, towards Thane, towards Chembur, like all this, like I have to travel like 2 hours to go attend a gig.
And you half the time will not, because at the end of the day you're tired. You can't go. So like sure, I think that's first of all the biggest challenge. There's a whole different conversation about the economics of music venues and whatever and how they function. But if I could, that's the biggest challenge is if you don't have venues to perform, you cannot make money. If you cannot make money and you don't have an audience to build from a live show, how are you going to progress? Biggest challenge, audience development. There's massive saturation. So much music is being released. There's so much competition on social media, on Instagram. You're not competing with other musicians. You're competing with everybody. Could be friends, could be businesses, could be other influencers, could be your likes. You're competing with your own likes and your audience ka likes and interests. So,
literally everybody who's on social media, you're competing with them.
yeah, so then you're competing with the world.
Yeah.
So how do you get discovered? So discoverability is a big one, right? So again, it goes back to the first challenge. So at least if I need to play, then I'll be able to get some attention somewhere. Then if you're not being able to build an audience, then how will you get other projects?
Correct.
Right? Which is commercial, could be branded, could be corporate gigs or private gigs, or could be festivals also. So those are some of the challenges I really see. Streaming, I'm not talking because we're going to go through a change in the streaming numbers right now, because there's going to be a thing called Streaming 2.0, which is going to be released and spoken of very soon. So that's going to be a game changer in the streaming business. But it's still artists are not going to make money through streaming, right? So let's not even talk about that challenge. But I really feel that one of the biggest challenges artists face is in India, playing live shows, discoverability and developing an audience, and making money. Because a lot of times artists are not thinking smartly how to make alternate revenue streams. And artists are not thinking of part-time jobs. If you start doing that, then maybe it will help artists stay in the music industry for longer. But this is a good thing also, because quality of music also that is being released and produced is absolutely terrible in India. It is so bad. We have great music on one spectrum coming out, and on the other spectrum we have such bad music coming out. So how do we increase in the threshold and the benchmark of what good music is coming out? So we're going to see a lot of music that is being released, but a lot of musicians are going to start falling off also now. Because the quality.
But that filtration process, I mean, it happens. Like
it happens, but Malay, but think about it now. Like, I'll tell you, we get 200 applications for Amplify.
Wow.
We research another 100 applications. Not 100 artists on our own who haven't applied. We select 15 artists. Maybe I could have a pool of 30 artists to select from eventually who are good. So where is that? Why is it only 10% that I'm finding out of the 300 people that I would research?
Crazy.
So the level has to be that. Now, if we keep talking about the Indian music industry, everybody's looking at, but quality hai kya?
No, you have to push your,
We don't make lyrically sound music. We're not making, production is great. I think as producing music, from a quality, we've reached a great perspective. Like, we've reached a good point, which is globally. Now you listen to Indian music, Indian artists releasing, you'll never be able to tell if they're Indian or production-wise. So that's great. But lyrically, the moment you start listening to lyrics now, you're like, what? I'm sorry, but what chutia lyrics is this? Like, why are people making such bad music? Like, lyrically. We make very sad music also. We don't have many happy...
like emotion-wise, you're saying.
Even musically, how many dance bands or dancey music do you have? Do we have that? So what is it as a culture that we're doing to improve that? Big challenge. Something that we have to solve. And hopefully it's a process of weeding out. It's a process of things. So hopefully that will happen over a period of time. So that challenges we spoke of. What else was the question?
So challenges was one. What are the opportunities that you see?
Opportunities is we have opportunities in India. First of all, we finally have an audience base is open to listening to independent or indie or music. It's never been the case like this before. It's penetrating through different demographics of people also. You have, first of all, we have a demographic dividend. We have the youngest audience in India in population. So we have such a big target audience to keep growing. But because of streaming, OTT platforms and other formats of content, people like our parents and slightly younger generations than them are getting and listening to that kind of music, which is no longer only Bollywood format.
Correct.
So the opportunity is huge. But again, if you're not making quality music, you'll never be able to reach that point. So you actually have an opportunity to develop a fan base and an audience base for yourself in India. there are actually much more opportunities for you as a musician to make money. Not only through music. Music mein toh there's a lot of alternate revenue streams, but now there are opportunities as part-time work which exists for you.
Like?
I mean, you can get a part-time job
like
wherever in alternate
correct.
career paths also. Like a lot of musicians make money through other parts of their lives also. Like there are people who are psychologists, there are people who are content creators, writers. So there's before we didn't have the part-time music, like part-time work culture in India. It's always full-time.
But doesn't that take away from like your entire time that it's inevitable?
It's inevitable, yeah. Tell me how many musicians are making money from their music full-time. It's hard, na? People are still teaching. People are still being session musicians. So being a session musician also is a part-time job only, right? In a way. People are producers for other people. So there are, I'm just talking in the music industry, but sometimes you may not have the skill to be a producer, but you may have a skill for something else. So people can utilize that. You might be a graphic designer. You might be a film editor. You might be an editor. You might be an educator. You might be whatever. Who knows? Yeah, your dad might have a business. Your family may have a business. Do part-time work there, and fund your career through it.
Correct. And so you spoke about
opportunities, right? Live is also, as much as I've said, the
challenging side.
It's challenging. Venues are not there. But come on, we've had the most amount of live IPs are opening up. Artists are being able to open for big acts. So you can also, if you're smart enough and you're doing the right work and being spotted in the right ways, you will have opportunities to play at live IPs. You will have opportunities to open for people. So, I mean, that's another big area which is going to keep expanding in India. And what do you think are the opportunities for being in the you're being a musician yourself? Besides these points.
So I feel like leveraging, we are at such a great point in terms of leveraging social media and performance in terms of marketing. I feel most of the artists kind of do not use that platform. I feel a handful of artists using performance marketing as a tool to push boundaries and to get noticed. Of course, it's paid marketing. You might not get the perfect amount of this thing, but purely from a marketing point of view, right? Performance, the challenges and the opportunities, of course, you have said that are there, but then, and also the culture that is exploding, right now, like you said, the age population of India is pretty young, right? And so that is the biggest opportunity is what I feel. And people are consuming so much music, probably not from India, but there is space for good music to be heard. And if you're making good music, you will be heard. So I feel the age side is definitely on our side, right? The Gen Zs, the Gen Alphas, they are way ahead of the curve. So the kind of music they are listening to, it ranges in it's so diverse, right?
Back when we were, say 20s, we had, we're listening to rock. We're listening to that kind of music. But now the 20-year-olds have such a large repertoire.
So they'll be hooked to EDM, they'll be hooked to metal, rock, hip hop, everything. And there are aspirations coming from all sides, right? Hip hop revolution is happening on one side, rock and metal is picking up from this side, EDM is already on some other tangent. Indie folk, singer-songwriter stuff is kind of blossoming. So there are so many different verticals and so all these genres are there. So this is a massive opportunity. You don't have to restrict your music to probably one genre, right? You can start off as an acoustic single or person. Then you can get onto your rock band. Then you can get onto your probably add electronica. Probably get into so there is so much more to explore. These are all opportunities as a musician, as an artist.
What's interesting of what you're saying is, and I'm thinking of, is you can actually have microcultures. These are microcultures. And there's actually, for the first time ever, you have an audience for microcultures in India, which has never existed. So if you're able to create an audience or a community or whatever culture around your music, look at what's happening with sneakers.
Exactly.
The sneaker and the street culture. It just, sure, hip hop has a relation, but the younger audience are much more aware and they want that
Yeah.
also. So, like,
And there are associations, right? Like association in terms of like sneaker culture, like, you know, you associate with hip hop. You know, like a kind, cute little cafe culture, you associate with, you know, indie folk, singer-songwriter. So there are these little pockets that are there, you know, that the associations are good thing, bad thing, I don't know, but like it's there. And like, you know, this generation of like current people are like, you know, having a taste of all these things. So I feel as an artist, as a musician, it's, you're not restricted to like one particular genre. The more you explore, the more like it's like it's music, right? At the end of it. So there are so many opportunities that are there. I mean, previously, say 15 years later, EDM space was not that explosive, probably in India, right? Probably. Or hip hop wasn't that like it was not at all there a decade ago, right? And now you look at the hip hop wave, right? Like right from like so many big artists that are going from India,
yeah.
right? So,
But what about you? What do you see? You've also been in the indie music space for so
yeah,
long, right?
yeah.
What do you feel artists need to do now? You've been through it, and
Yeah.
what is your advice to the younger artists or any artist who
Yeah.
is now coming up?
So there are. So first thing I would like to say is like it's a team effort, right? You're never alone, right? And the way we write from songwriting, the process of songwriting till the process of distribution, there are so many steps, and it's all people. What I feel is the most tough part is like every artist tries to do everything by themselves. Like for example, if I'm a songwriter, I'll try to record my guitars. You know, I'll try to learn the bass and put the bass parts. I will try to be a sound engineer. I will try to be the mix engineer. I will try to like, you know, distribute it.
So like everything you're saying.
So do everything.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot. You literally can't do everything. Like so many of the artists come to me and they're like, okay, abhi mere ko sound engineering karne ka hai. Kyun karne ka hai? Like, why do you want to become a mix engineer when you're so good at like, you know, composing, when you're such a great songwriter? Simple, right? Like there is a role for a sound engineer. There is a role for a mix engineer. Let them take care of it. Right? So I feel that is the part that we kind of lack. Like, you know,
Asking for help, you mean?
not asking for help. We try to do everything by ourselves. Don't you see that happening?
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
So
Because the reason is because people are feeling isolated, no? That's the problem. Because we keep talking about an inclusive community. Kidhar hai inclusive
correct.
community?
But then so this is one part is what I'm saying. And in terms of opportunities, like I would say, like why I brought that point up also is like people are willing, like in terms of artists, they are willing to collaborate. Like I'm willing to go out and play with like, you know, other people. I'm willing to pull in, like I'm supporting other indie musicians in whatever possible way I can. Like people have to just reach out. Like you said, you know, just go out there, talk to people, reach out, you know. So all the independent space right now, I feel it's the most beautiful space in the time that I have seen, right? Like there are so many budding artists coming up, good, bad, whatever, developmental stage, everything is there, right? But there are experienced players who are willing to help. All these people need to do is go and ask, right? So this is the biggest opportunity, because we have kind of seen that arc and we are there to guide, handhold.
Sure.
You know, so for the upcoming artists, I feel this is, what else could you ask for, right? There are people to help you in terms of producing, in terms of mixing, in terms of recording, in terms of if you want a space to like promote. Like the reason to start this was to help artists like come and educate about different things, you know. So there are so many opportunities that are there. There are so many collaborations. There are so many different musical genres that are there that you can explore, right? So I feel the landscape has changed tremendously since the past like 10-15 years. So
10-15 years, no, in the last 4 years, 4 years only it's changed. After the pandemic, there's been something has happened and it's changed, and I'm happy. And that's why one word of confusing is like there's one state of this like, fucking kill me. But the other side is like, wow, there's some really amazing stuff to look forward to and be inspired by in the music industry also right now. I just want to give advice to artists is just find your sound. And what you mean by find your sound is such a vague thing. But really, if you're putting music out, really take time to think about, is this a sound? If you had to listen to music, would you listen to this music? Ask yourself that question when you're putting it out. Don't be so married to the idea of you just putting music out for the sake of it. Lyrically, musically, production wise, actually think about it. I think, and then because it'll you asking yourself that question will only make you answer it in a better way and hopefully put better content or material out. And don't be pressurized by what the industry is asking for you. It's super important for you to just have your own way of doing what you want to do. Because, we were talking about this earlier on. The album culture is coming back.
Yes.
Why is the album culture coming back? Because artists were feeling that they were not being able to be creative enough in the process of creating music. And everybody's trying to make larger formats of, even if it's a 8-track EP, people are calling it. But it's a thing, right? Because you need to immerse yourself into a creative space. So go live your life, go get experiences from outside so that when you come back to the writing process, you're inspired.
Correct.
And don't be inspired by only heartbreak. In India, we're very inspired by heartbreak. Move beyond heartbreak and find, a voice for yourself. Because there are people who are willing to listen to your music.
Yes.
So make sure you put your best voice forward.
So you are also a director at Gatecrash, which is an international,
touring agency.
What exactly do you do there, and does it have an impact, any correlation with what you are currently doing and what this as well?
So Gatecrash is a international touring agency. We bring international artists and we tour them across India. The idea is that we are able to bring cutting-edge, kick-ass music to India. And these acts are not big. They're also quite niche and indie in their own spaces.
Got it.
But they're looking to develop an audience base across the world. So India becomes a very interesting market for them. So by bringing such unique sounds of artists, we are able to hopefully impact culture.
Correct.
Of what kind of music people are listening to in a physical space also. So the more international artists I'm able to bring to India, they are getting Indian audiences or maybe Indian musicians are listening to them in a physical space and being like, hey, maybe I want to make music, something from them, like learn from that perspective, right? Because the way they create and the kind of music they make in the West is very different to what we do here.
Because culturally that's different, right? So culturally we are rooted differently, they are rooted differently. So that intercultural, space that is there, that's a perfect bridge between, when you get other
access
people.
To that. So that's pretty much the idea behind it. And hence we do that kind of work over there still.
Nice. So how important is this sense of community? Let's talk about, you also spoke about like well-being, mental well-being, and then I'm sure it gets frustrating, like you said, before you said, there are not too many spaces to perform. You are putting out a track, you're at it for 2-3 years, but you're doing most of the things by yourself, you might get burnt out. So what efforts can artists take for their well-being, for their
Sure. So how importance of a community is very understated. We don't have many communities, and I feel like with Amplify we're able to do that because during the program we have interventions that we are doing that artists get to start talking to each other, and by the end of it they know each other so well, then they're fallen in love with each other.
Correct.
So they want to help and support with each other, and also the showcase helps them in a way which they end up playing music with each other or for each other. And we do songwriting sessions. Songwriting sessions are the most uncomfortable situation for a lot of artists because they are so used to working in a particular genre that during these sessions they're working with other people with other genres, and they realize that they can make music or in other genres, or they can collaborate, and that is when their boundaries start dissipating completely, and that's when the community starts getting formed, and it's really amazing. It's really crazy because we don't have a formula for making a community. It's just by doing certain things I've been able to identify what are the inflection points that is enabling the community building process. But I feel like if you're able to create a space where artists are feeling safe to share and actually musically but also other ways, you should then start making it inclusive. So when you talk about wellness and well-being, for us, well-being of an artist is not only mental, it's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual, it's financial, it's metaphysical also. Also, if you think about music, it is very energetic. It's not physical, right, in nature. It's energetically connecting people. So how do you actually tap into all these spheres to enable you to do that? So during the program, we also start doing a lot of shedding of certain notions and trying to help break down people in terms of personalities and creating environments for people to share. So being able to be vulnerable, to show that vulnerable side of you to a group of people starts that process of actually the community being built. People talking about their challenges and problems, but beyond just the challenges we've spoken of, but actual problems that they face makes the community come together. And I feel like we need more and more of that in the industry. So like just giving you an example, talking about imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel imposters in the music industry or where they are. So breaking those barriers down. Talking about power of manifestation and actually working towards those things also. So just there's certain interventions that we do. So like, I don't know. I think community is important. We don't have many of those in India. I think we need to have more micro communities of different kinds. We're just one, but I'm very happy to help other communities also. But I think that if people are open to sharing, like you said earlier also, how either artists are feeling shy to approach, but also people from the industry should be like, hey, reach out to us.
Yes.
So it has to be both ways. And that's how you start creating that change, systemic change. Yeah.
Is AMI like doing anything in this front? Because I mean, like you said, you call your alumni to like come and talk to the batches or something like that. Are there spaces that y'all kind of encourage? Because I know y'all like on the group, it's like let's this performance is there, let's all go, this is what is happening, this is a new release, like that keeps coming. But can you just talk from your side, what all are these things that you do for the community building?
So after the program, we have just been we did last year, not this year so much, we did a lot of extra workshops online and just bringing people, be like, hey, come on board and let's just talk to people. And because there's artists from all across India also. So how do we get that to happen? But what's been happening is because of the group, now when artists are going to different cities, they have people who they reach out to. Like, hey, I'm in the city. Can we meet? And now you're being able to see a lot of collaboration happening with different cohorts. Artists from different cohorts are working with each other, creating music. We did our last year in September, we did our first meetup. From all 7 cohorts.
Yeah.
And so I would say, which I think you missed, as you miss a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I think we have around 120 artists.
Wow.
Individuals, because bands, solos, duos, whatever.
Yeah.
70 artists showed up.
Yeah.
70 to 75.
Wow.
So it was a huge number of people to come together. It was amazing. It was so beautiful to see. So just having that, like those kind of things happening. And I'm actually thinking, what are the different things we can do going ahead?
So that's what my next question was. What is next for
what is next for Amplify? But I'll also tell you what's next for the community.
Yeah,
we're gonna start doing more community based. We want to do a community like alumni retreat.
Oh man!
So I want to be able to bring as many artists from all the cohorts to come together and spend a week together. So that's one of the things that we will do, because we really want to strengthen that offline thing. We are looking at developing a showcase festival, which would be, again, giving access to all our artists to opportunities to perform in front of new audiences and get discovered. And we're looking at maybe hopefully creating some content pieces for them. Not like podcasting, but who knows what, which will help them get discovered or bring a different side of things for them out as well. So that's from the community aspect. But from an Amplify Music Incubator or Amplify perspective, see, we want to be finding a way to impact different stakeholders and communities in the music industry also.
Yeah.
So we're looking at developing more songwriting camps because we've done so many songwriting sessions within our program itself. So what are the different, how can we develop a songwriting space where we can bring artists together to collaborate and create songs or whatever. We're looking at, again, don't unquote, we don't know, just ideas and plans, but artist manager programs. We feel like actually there's a space for us to work and build more artist managers because there are more artists, so they need managers.
Correct.
And it makes so much sense to do that.
Yeah, I think there is definitely like void there, and that needs to be filled.
Yeah, so
and
we're doing that.
That's something like,
I really think, I've been thinking about this for a while, but I think now is the time to do it.
Yeah.
So it might only happen once a year, but even if I'm able to put 20 new managers into the industry a year, I'm happy to do that,
Because, I mean, the kind of education that you're giving artists, like, the same kind of thing has to go for the managers as well, right? Like, they need to know, they need to understand, they need to be educated, they need to be on top of their game. If you are kind of empowering artists to how to look at business, I mean, and there are so many coming out of from the program, right? I feel like, similar thing has to happen towards the management side of it. Like
100%, I think, and
that's
honestly, these managers may not be managers.
Yeah.
But what can happen is they can go into the music industry, maybe work for a label or they can work for another agency, but they're trained professionals you're putting out.
Yeah.
Another program I really want to do is do a program for producers, but a producer program from a business of production. What is it that after you, as a producer, how do you build a business around that? We want to do more residencies, artist residencies, which is only 1 week residencies for people, so they can come and we do what we do best. Maybe do mini programs as well, which would be maybe 10-day boot camps itself. So we're able to impact more people and we can go to different parts of the country and do these. Maybe a little more showcase opportunities somehow for people, for younger artists, because we feel like there's a big lack of space. I've been thinking about this a lot. And I don't know, these are just the initial thoughts and ideas we have in place. But we'll keep working on, but ideas to build more initiatives beyond just the music incubator that we do.
I mean, that's great. Whatever things you have told me so far, I definitely see they're really kicking off, and you should definitely push towards them because we are in need of all the things that you have mentioned.
But it's also at the right time, thing at the right time. No, I can't just do it anytime also.
But I mean, the space is the time is right. I feel you need especially the managerial side of it. There are a lot of people, like you said, are doing part-time jobs to sustain, so they need education. Probably they can't come on board for 1.5 2 months. So for them and offline, if you can
do more, that's the best. I would love to do it, but the problem comes in the monetary aspect. Hence, I have always done a hybrid.
So that's what I was going to come to next. So in terms of funding, who are the people? How do you sustain? It's almost free or minimal for artists. Where do the funds come from? Who do you approach? And if I can help in any way to put a message out to raise funds, what would that be?
So currently Amplify Music Incubator is being run as a not-for-profit initiative. So artists haven't paid for the program at all. So everything that they get is absolutely free. For the residency part, we ask them to pay for their travel to Goa and accommodation. Accommodation also, I've ended up getting a killer deal for them where they're paying very minimal. And the food while they're in Goa. But obviously we do certain things that also we probably get a few meals for them during the time. So so far it's been absolutely free. So in the first few years, I got a grant and funding from Institut Français, which is the French Institute of India. And they gave me money to sustain this. Hence, I was being able to do some pilot projects with it. The programs were shorter or different formats. But then 2 years ago, we got some CSR funding because we have a not-for-profit Section 8 company. Also, we got CSR funding from Believe. And they are positioning themselves in artist development organization. So this kind of really fit in with what they're doing. So I really need more organizations to help me with, raising funds or giving CSR funding or anything, because arts and culture is huge in India. We're growing as an industry and we need money to sustain these initiatives, because there are artists. So there's two sides of the story. There are artists who come from a privileged background and there are artists who don't. But they're artists nevertheless, right? And it's challenging to be an artist in India or around the world. So maybe I'll start charging artists to be a part of the program, because I feel like we've developed enough value proposition. Over a period of time, maybe we'll increase the fees, but we would like to charge something. Even if they pay something, it does not help in covering any cost of the program. The cost of the program is quite high because the value we're delivering is a lot. If I had to charge an artist from a full kind of fee, they would not be able to afford it. Yeah. Then I would not be able to attract the right artists also to the program, So it's about finding a balance. So I think it'll be a mixture of paid and then also getting some support and funding to subsidize the costs. But yeah, if there's any brands, any organizations, any people who are willing to help support artist development, forming a culture, paradigm shift in creating a change, a systemic change in the music industry, it starts here, Yeah.
Let's talk about Jazz Weekender.
Okay.
What made you start that? Because there's so much on your plate.
Oh man, I like to shoot myself in the foot sometimes for doing too many things. I mean, Gatecrash was a agency, right? So we were bringing a lot of jazz artists to India.
Okay.
The kind of acts we were bringing from Gatecrash were like jazz, funk, world, just cutting edge music, which does not exist in India. But because of the nature, we also had a thing called Jazz in India. We started this thing called Jazz in India many years ago. Emmanuel Decker, who started it, was my business partner. So we understood that jazz as a genre is growing all across the world. Correct. And we in India also started having a lot of jazz gigs and a lot of jazz artists. A lot of music schools are producing jazz artists because they're teaching foundations of music using jazz. So there were a lot of gigs that we organized where there were a lot of younger and younger audiences coming to these concerts. And we're like, wow, okay, so it is changing. So it just always thought that, hey, we're bringing international artists to India. We know there's also really cool Indian jazz acts. Yeah. So how do we create a space for that? So Mo City, who is founder of Box Out FM, I was in Delhi. He's like, I just reached out to him. He's like, okay, cool, let's meet. So we met and he's like, hey, I have this idea for this jazz festival. I was like, cool. I literally said, let's do it. Yeah. Then he's like, we have Munbir from Wild City, who also is the founder of Magnetic Fields. He's also on board. He also is interested. So we're like, cool. And then there was another 2 people who are also part of Magnetic Fields. So we all just did a call one day and we're like, let's make this festival happen. And that was it. Wow. It was as simple, it was as easy. And it was just like, we were all in the favor that it's a space that we want to build something, because no one's doing anything like this in India. And I absolutely love that genre of music in that space. So I think I know a lot, and we also bring a lot of artists. So we thought that we don't want to create it as a huge festival, but we want to create this as a boutique festival where we take it to different cities and we're able to bring between 2,000 to 4,000 people only and be able to give this experience to them. And it's been challenging building a festival. Challenges? See, first of all, building any IP is a 3 to 5 year process. And when it comes to a festival, it's big money also involved, right? So, because what's happening in India right now is, first, let's say there's an audience. There's also a lot of brand money that is there. But when you're a new IP, brands don't want to take a shot. They don't want to easily fund. But also what's on the other flip side is happening is that because there are so many more live experiences, the audience is also getting a bit diluted. They're like, how much to go out for? And it's all these big ticketed events. You have the bigger shows. You also have the smaller Gin Explorer clubs or Little Fleas and all. So people are going and spending money. So how much money do people also have to spend? So this is also a challenge, but we are very confident that this IP is a very niche and boutique IP, and it has a certain demographic, has a separate standing, and it can stand the test of time because it's a very unique experience that we're doing, and we love it. Nice. So we're just building on that. We're very confident about the fact that it is something that people also want. If you think about how many jazz festivals do you know in India? So there is a space for us to do a jazz festival in India.
Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing. Cool, man. That was a power-packed conversation. Like so much.
Yeah, and I think there's so much more to talk about.
Yeah,
also,
there's
man.
so much. Yeah, it can like go on and on. But I think we should. Continue.
Yeah.
But to end, I would like to have a few rapid fire rounds with you. Ready for rapid fire?
Yeah.
Okay. One artist from past AMI batches destined for global breakout.
You can't do this to me. I've got 100 artists over there, man. How do I pick a favorite artist out of that? Sorry. I will refrain from.
Sure. Fine. I'll give that to you.
But I can.
Okay. Name a few.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to remember because there's so many artists.
Yeah.
But
100 plus. So.
Yeah. So, but I really feel like Sudan.
He's creating quite a lot of waves right now.
He's creating a lot of waves. His music is it's universally acceptable. Like what they're doing, he's doing, and he's creating a really good fan base, like actual fan base around him. There's some cool stuff that I know him, so I know what he's been up to, and there'll be some new stuff that he's putting out. He's going to be playing some stuff internationally as well, so that's a great one.
Some खबर हमारे पास आ गई.
आ गई ना, Sudan, Anushka, Maski.
Yeah.
Honestly, you guys, Easy Wanderlings, I really think that you guys know this also. You all have a market outside of India.
Yeah.
It's just that you all have a big band, and so it's tough to travel with a big band.
That's the biggest challenge.
But otherwise, your sound, man, I really see you guys playing European festivals, UK-based festivals, because your sound is like that, actually is. So I still completely have faith in that happening. It's just a matter of time before Ranjan Clifford.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Blow up as well. It just takes sometimes, you go through the grind. Yeah, these are some of the people I have in mind, but there's so many.
There are many more.
So many artists. I don't want to pick any favorites because there are no favorites actually.
And that's a hard question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing you wish more people understood about Indian music industry.
Yeah. Another artist I just thought of. Can I just say? There's an artist which not a lot of people know of. Is the artist called Sherazad. Okay. She was in cohort 6. She's from the US. Album produced by Aruj Aftab. And she's playing a lot across Europe. She's playing across in the US as well. And I think she will really go well internationally because she's playing this diasporic, global sounding music, and it's really, really, really beautiful. So yeah.
Nice. Shall give it a listen.
Please do. I will send you her link also. It's such a hauntingly beautiful album.
Nice.
Yeah. What is the question? Sorry, you were asking?
Next is one thing you wish people, understood more about the Indian indie music industry.
As challenging as it is from the outside, it's equally easy to navigate because it's not a very big industry.
Everybody knows everybody.
Once you're in it, once you're in it, your doors can be opened. It's not hard, and if you don't ask, you don't get. So simple.
Yeah. Like for example, if I would have never reached out, you would have.
Yeah. So it's easy. You have to just ask. Yeah. I mean, my whole Amplify has been built on asking.
Yeah.
If I did not ask the facilitators, they would never come. Yeah. If I didn't ask the artists, they would never join.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true. Your go-to app for discovering new music?
Indian music or international music?
Any music.
It's hard because I use a mixture of YouTube and Spotify. They both have different algorithms, and I feel like the kind of stuff that YouTube throws at me is so different too.
So mostly YouTube and
Spotify, yeah.
What is that? A common misconception that about artist management that people have?
That an artist manager is going to come and absolutely change your life. They will, but you have an additional layer of responsibility added there. You have to also have a good communication with your artist manager on that front, you know?
Yeah. Live performance or studio recordings, which do you prefer more?
I'm live. I'm a live person through and through. I'm fully live, always will be.
Nice. Best piece of career advice you have ever received? There are lots that come our way, right?
Slow, and build for sustainability and build for the long term. If you love doing what you're doing and you're building, then it's okay. You're in this for the long haul and you're running a marathon and not a sprint. So there'll be tough times, but just tell yourself that you don't have to achieve everything right now. And you can build slowly, and it's okay.
Nice. So what's one non-musical skill essential for today's artists?
Just being organization. And I think being organized in the form that if you have a routine, you may be staying up all night. Follow it. Show up every day. Showing up is the biggest part. Show up for yourself in any context that you want to, in music creation or building your whatever else you need to. But just if you're able to truly show up in the right way, then you have nothing else to stop you. And if you're showing up, it's compound interest.
Yes.
You show up every day for your business, 1 hour a day. At the end of the month, you will have 30 hours put into it, which is still more than nothing.
Yeah.
So just... please keep putting that out, keep showing up and putting that time.
Nice. If you could instantly change that one thing about the Indian music industry, what would that be?
I've told you already. Snap of a finger like Thanos. Opposite way, have more live music venues. Yes.
Rising Indian indie artists, everyone should know right about now.
Rising indie artists, everybody should know right now.
Yeah.
Right now, Mary Ann Alexander from Bangalore.
Yes.
Watch out for her. I think her music is really cool. Lyrically, she's very strong and she's doing some really good stuff. So it's going to come out. You're going to start seeing a lot of stuff from her. We've already spoken about her, but Rebel is also really amazing. I saw recently this John Dorvin. John. No, what is his name? He was at the showcase. Dorvin John. Maybe. I can't forget it. Yeah. But these two are the ones I really like a lot.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, complete the sentence. Future of music is?
Opportunistic.
One word to describe your journey in music industry.
Long. It started before the music industry. Before, it was 12 years ago, man. That journey.
Oh wow. Success for an independent musician means what?
Whatever the musician wants to define it to be. You cannot say what a success is for a musician.
Yeah. The biggest challenge for indie artists is?
Consistency.
Good one. My vision for the Indian music scene is ...
There's a lot of money in the music industry for indie artists. And there's opportunities for them so that we can all, and there's an audience for them, so that we can all just really, I feel like in India,
what we do best.
Yeah, you go to the West, there's so much music, right?
Yeah.
And it's percolated through everybody.
Yeah.
So what that is my vision is, how do we take music to the larger audiences and the kind of music that we like listening to, and not just Bollywood and commercial music. Real good quality music.
If I was not doing this, what would I be?
A hippie in Goa.
Man, epic. All this has been incredible. Like, I really enjoyed this entire conversation. Thank you so much. It's been incredibly insightful and inspiring. Thank you for sharing your journey, your passion, and the vision for the entire music industry. Like you said, your journey has been long. Just shows your dedication towards this, been in the same space I'm sure it gets very, very difficult, very hard. Sometimes you're like, pulling your cap.
I mean, I don't have any hair anymore. There's a reason behind it, right?
What am I doing? And I don't know how you gather so much of courage, so much of inspiration to do it over every single day and push the boundaries and do all for the betterment of the artists and the scene. If people have to get in touch with you, follow you, or your community, what can they do? Where can they reach out? And all of these things.
If you're an artist, then Amplify India on Instagram. Follow us. We will be doing more stuff. So hopefully you can be a part of it. Just a word over there is that in case you apply for any of the initiatives and you don't get selected, please don't be discouraged. Really urge you to keep applying. Because you never know in what part of the journey we find you or spot you. And then that's when you come into the community. It's nothing against you. But if you want to follow me, find me on Instagram, Tanish Thakker, Baba Tan for now.
Baba Tan.
For then after that, who knows where it becomes. But I don't know. That's it. Yeah. But thank you so much. It was really nice being on this podcast with you as well.
It was a pleasure having you, man. There were so many missed things that we got to catch up on. So many a lot of insightful conversations. Not only to to all our viewers also. So, and I really wish you come back again with more experience, more stories to share with your next, probably in couple of years or something.
I think the next one we'll do a round table, a discussion with some of the Amplify artists.
Sure,
let's
I'm
do
game
it, man.
for it. Yes, I'm game for it.
Let's have fun with them.
Yeah.
You want to do it in Goa?
Yeah.
You want to drive with all your equipment to Goa?
Yeah, why not?
I have a beautiful space. Let's
that. Do it.
It's a beautiful space. But yeah, please come. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm game. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Malay. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Yes. So to all our listeners, thank you for tuning in to Sound Dada. Make sure you check out Amplify Music Incubator and support the incredible independent artists coming out of India. Until next time, keep listening, keep creating, and keep supporting the music. Cheers.